Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Justin. Hi, AJ. Hi, Lily. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thanks, Lemons. Love you. I hope you feel better. Thanks for coming in. Sweet dreams. Thank you, Cats and Coffee. Thank you so much. Hi, Lisa. How you doing, cutie? Hi, Michael. Thanks for the cozy cryptids, Lisa. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to start writing your story requests in all capital letters in the chat. And if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends helps too. Happy Wednesday. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Robin. Thanks, Lily. Hi, Maze. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to write your story requests in all capital letters in the chat, and I will write them down and we'll vote. Oh, Beefy, that makes me sad. I'm sorry, Lily. I hope you feel better. Skrilla said Tammy the Tooth. Beefy Seahorse Party. All right, welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself. Thank you, Kim. Thanks, Allison. Thanks, Beefy. Thanks, Monique. Thanks, Alex and Pixie. Thank you, Skrilla. Hi, Lady Rose. Hi, Eric. I do write all these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. And yes, Skrilla, it's usually for a couple days before and after the full moon. Bloody Busker, that would be funny. Small things, I'm here every single night. I tell them every night. And all of the recordings of the lives go to my YT channel as soon as the live ends. So if you miss anything or fall asleep, you can always, you can actually rewatch the live if you wanted to. But all these stories are also recorded on a playlist called Bedtime Stories, where I just read them and you can fall asleep to that way too. That's how most of the Porch Pals learned my stories, is falling asleep to them on YT. All right, you guys. Curtis the puppet. I know, I should make Curtis a puppet. That'd be so cute. All right, you guys. I will be right back with the first poll for us to vote for the first story. And while I'm doing that, if you guys could do me a quick favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. It also, if you shared your stories and with your friends in the messages, all of those things help so much. And tapping. Hi, Brian. Thanks for the donuts and roses. And Cozy Cryptids. Hello, Ghost Rider House. Hi, She-Wolf. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Seabass. Hello. All right, you guys. Rachie said, All right, you guys. The first poll is ready. We have the hoof prints in the sand. We have the haint of Hug and Molly. We have the water babies. We have Grandpa's cabin. And we have the carved stone. The water babies is the new story of the week, just in case you guys have missed it and didn't know the name. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be, guys? Hoof prints in the sand, the haint of Hug and Molly, the water babies, Grandpa's cabin, or the carved stone? Good job, Leslie. And the winner is the hoof prints in the sand. So give me a minute and I will be right back. Oh, Nay, thank you for your first gift ever. I'm honored. Nay, thanks. Girl, thank you. What an honor to get your first gift. I really appreciate it. We got a lot of people talking about nighttime meds tonight. I find that interesting. We don't usually have people mentioning that. And we have had 3 people mention that already. Oh my God, you did tequila? Are they delicious? I actually forgot to buy some. Damn it. Sometimes being ADHD is really annoying. Actually, it's really annoying a lot of the time. All right, you guys. I will be right back with the tale of the hoof prints in the sand. So if you guys want to grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. And as I always say, there is always room for one more on the porch. So feel free to repost, share to your stories, invite your friends, all the good things to help us grow this beautiful porch. And happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian porch pals. Save us. Be right back. Guys, that's funny. Yes, tequila. Oh, you do, Nene? Yeah, that's probably a good idea to take it at night. Hi, Priscilla. Oh my gosh, Joanne. Oh my gosh. Who's updating me on Joanne, thank you so much. We have wondered where she's been and we've missed her very much. Thank you so much. We have been worried about her. Joanne, we love you. And we really hope you feel better soon. Oh, it's you updating. Perfect. How are you feeling? I'm so glad you're here. We've missed you a lot, Joanne. We've actually been wondering where you've been. So thank you so much for coming in and updating us. We love you. It's not the same without you in here, girl. Thank you so much. And we're sending all the healing love. We hope you feel better soon. All right, guys, quick swig and I'll be right back with the hoof prints in the sand. And yes, Brooke, it's your goat man. Skrilla, Ed who? Yay, Crunchy Cookie made it just in time. Oh. Oh, Eddie. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the hoof prints in the sand. Also, thank you, Kim. Love you. Kaylee, you're back. I've missed you so much. Hi, love bug. I've always thought of the Outer Banks as a place shaped by loss. Barrier Islands are like that. They exist on borrowed time, constantly rewritten by storms and tides. Entire neighborhoods disappear. Old roads vanish. Lighthouses are moved inland like refugees. History doesn't settle there. It drifts. That was part of the reason that I went to Nag's Head Woods. It wasn't the beaches or vacation houses or boardwalk nostalgia that drew me inland. It was the forest. A rare maritime woodland surrounded by development and salt air. preserved like a pocket of something that refused to change, even as everything around it eroded. Thank you, John. You just became a super fan. I'd heard the stories long before I arrived. Not campfire exaggerations. Not internet creepypasta. Actual stories from fellow Carolina locals. Whispered warnings about something that moved wrong in the woods. Something with hooves where feet should be. And they called him the Goat Man. Most people laughed when the name came up. The kind of laugh people use when they want to signal disbelief while simultaneously ending the conversation. Goat man. Now, Nag's Head Woods, it doesn't feel like the rest of the Outer Banks. The moment I stepped onto the trail, the air changed. Not colder, not heavier, just quieter. Thank you, John. The ocean noise faded almost immediately, replaced by the muted absorption of sound that only a dense forest can create. The trees grew close together. The live oaks twisted into shapes, like they had grown with awareness of one another. And the ground beneath my boots was uneven, roots rising like bones just under the surface. There were informational signs posted at trailheads detailing the unique ecosystem. Freshwater ponds hidden among dunes, rare plant species, and the importance of staying on marked trails. Then I noticed a smell. It wasn't rot. It wasn't sulfur. It smelled like wet wool. It came and went as I walked, faint but persistent, like a memory. And then I saw the tracks. Thank you, John. At first, I assumed it was a deer. That made sense. The preserve was full of them. But the shape seemed wrong. As I kept walking, the trees closed in and the underbrush thickened. And I realized that I hadn't seen another person in over an hour, though the parking area had been full when I arrived. And that was when I heard movement ahead. Not crashing. Footsteps, deliberate. I slowed down. And they slowed down. Then I stopped and they stopped. The silence that followed felt like the woods itself had paused to see what I would do next. I didn't run. That instinct never came. I had the overwhelming sense that running would be a mistake. So I stayed on the path, and then it opened into a small clearing. And that was where I saw him. The Goat Man, He didn't look like the stories. He wasn't towering. He wasn't monstrous in the way people want monsters to be. He stood slightly taller than me, and his legs were unmistakable, backward jointed, thick at the thigh. He thick, narrowing sharply into dark hooves that pressed into the sand with unsettling precision. Its torso was human enough to trigger recognition, but wrong enough to trigger rejection. And muscles layered oddly as if they were developed under different rules. Thank you, Don. His head, I struggled to categorize that part even as I stared at it. The skull shape was human but elongated. Horns curved backward along the crown, worn smooth at the tips like they had been scraped against trees for years. And his eyes were forward facing, and they were staring at me. We stood there like that, neither of us moving, just staring at each other. And then he did something that changed everything. He tilted his head, not like an animal, but like a person trying to understand another person. And then he stepped aside, away from the trail, and he gestured. The motion was subtle but unmistakable. A long arm lifting fingers curling inward, indicating a direction deeper into the woods. I should have refused. I should have turned around, but something about the gesture felt gentle and inviting. And I realized that this was not an ambush. This was an invitation. The path he led me down wasn't marked. There were no signs, no trail, no maintenance. Just compressed earth and broken branches forming a narrow corridor between the trees. The goat man moved ahead of me, never looking back, confident that I would follow. And I did. Then we reached a depression in the ground where the trees parted around a shallow basin. And in the center stood a structure. It wasn't a cabin, it wasn't a shack. It was a house. Built low to the ground, its roof sagging under the weight of years of salt air. The wood was bleached almost white, like it had been leached of color by storms. I recognized the style immediately. Late 1800s coastal construction. Temporary housing for fishermen, lighthouse workers, people who didn't intend to stay very long. The goat man stopped at the edge of the clearing. Thank you, Don. He turned toward me, and for the first time I noticed that his eyes weren't animal at all. They were sorrowful and tired. Inside the house, the air was still. Thank you, Justin. Not stale, but preserved. Furniture sat where it had been left. A table with a single chair pulled out. A narrow bed with a threadbare blanket folded at the foot. Shelves lined with glass jars clouded by age. This wasn't a lair. This was his home, and it had been loved and lived in. As I moved through the space, memories pressed in that were not mine. The rhythm of the tides, the isolation of storms, the slow realization that the mainland was further away than it looked. The goat man remained near the doorway watching me, and I understood that he wasn't trying to trap me. He was trying to show me something. There were photographs tucked into a wooden box beneath his bed. Black and white images curled at the edges. Men standing beside boats, men posing in front of the very house where I stood now. And one photograph showed a familiar silhouette in the background. It was him. The date on the back was faded but legible. 1898. The year of the bad storm. And then I realized the goat man wasn't a creature born of a curse. He was a man who had survived something he was never meant to survive. Shipwreck, isolation, injury, exposure. Years without proper human contact. A body reshaped by necessity and a mind reshaped by solitude. And a forest that learned to accommodate him. When I looked up, the goat man was closer, not in a threatening way, but in a way that longed for a friend. And I understood then that people didn't disappear here. They stayed. Those who followed the invitation and accepted an altered rhythm. Those who stopped needing the outside world and were brave enough to step off the trail. The goat man wasn't hunting. He was recruiting. Preserving a peace that most people these days will never know. I backed away slowly, shaking my head. Every instinct told me to refuse what the woods was offering. The goat man didn't pursue me. He simply watched as I left, as if he was confident that time would do what my fear could not. I made it back to the trailhead just before dusk, and the parking lot was empty now. My car was exactly where I left it, but the sand around it was disturbed. There were hoof prints facing the driver's side door. I drove away that night and I never went back, but sometimes late at night, when I smell the salt air, I wonder how many people walk into Nag's Hood Woods believing they are alone, and how many choose to never leave. And that's the tale of the hoof prints in the sand. Hi Taryn. Hi Lana. Hi Tater Tap. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Lindy. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Thank you for the follow, Ken. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Happily Rude Mom. How you doing? Alex, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Christy, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Thank you, user. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you to those of you who joined me on my daytime live today, my once a week daytime live, Witchy Wednesdays. We had fun just blabbing. We didn't really do much, but hang out. And yes, Skrilla, I absolutely can. Antoinette, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Star Spirit, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, I think we had fun just chit-chatting. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I do write and record all of these stories myself. And you can listen to them when I'm not live on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I also do have all of the links in my bio. Oh no, Anna, really? And I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote. Thank you, Sorcy. Thanks for the paw scratch. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And while I'm doing that, if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. It's a yellow circle. And there is a yellow circle with two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And it puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Also sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends, great too. As well as tapping the screen. I really appreciate it all. I'll be right back with the next poll for us to vote. Welcome to the porch. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready. Hi, Kendi. Hitman, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Michael, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready for us to vote. Oh, no. Thanks, Viola. No, I just got that for like when I do the lives on my phone. The rest of the time I use my professional mic, and it like has a huge stand and stuff. It's like on the floor. But yeah, thanks. I will be using it though whenever I'm on location somewhere. Hi, Auntiana. Wag, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Cats and Coffee, thanks for the manifesting crystal ball. Auntiana, thanks for the cozy cryptids. And Kendi, thanks for the populars. Okay, guys, the poll is ready. We have the librarian, Haint Blue, the Water Babies, which is the new story of the week, the Crawl Space, and the Bell Witch. All right, and you guys can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote for more than one story, and you can vote up to 50 times. So, the blue box in the top left-hand corner, we have the librarian, Haint Blue, Water Babies, and the Crawl Space. And if you are not on TikTok and you are watching me on one of the other platforms, Justin is a lovely, amazing person who will vote for you over here if you would like. If you have a preference in a story, just let us know. Do y'all just vote for the first story? I'm starting to think that y'all just vote for the first story on the list. Yeah, hits, man. The Bell Witch, right? I don't have any control, though. It's over what the votes win. Oh, Shorty. Okay, that makes sense. I get it now. Thanks, because the last one that won was the first story too. But the Porch Pals will do that. They are sweeties. If you let them know you want to hear one, they will straight up make it happen. Rachie, that's hilarious. I love that. And also just a reminder, guys, all of these stories are on my YT channel for you to listen to whenever you want. And that is where most of the people that request these are pulling them from. So if you're not familiar with some of these, please head on over to my YT channel and listen to them, learn them. And then you'll have favorites eventually too. Just takes a little while, but there are over 100 stories. So you do, Peter? Oh, good luck. And the winner is the librarian. All right, you guys, I will be right back with the tale of the librarian who wasn't there. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars and welcome to the porch. Happy Wednesday. Oh wait, Deborah, which one? You could have heard which one. Which one were you talking about? I was just saying that in general. I wasn't even talking to anybody specific. Which one were you talking about, Deborah? I know the moon is so pretty right now. Pineapple Soda, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Skrilla, it's this place that has a lot of books and you can borrow them. It's kind of cool. It was like what we used before everything became online. Where's CJ? Hi, CJ. Hi, CJ. JK. The swamp where the monster knows your name. I love that. A pineapple soda cactus cooler? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Sounds pretty interesting though. Did I get my pizza, CJ? No, I didn't. You want to know what I had instead? An Uncrustable. Like a real adult. I literally had an Uncrustable. And yes, Gwen, I am on all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you can find me over there. Yeah, it was frozen for like 5 seconds, but it's so hot outside. And I went and ran errands and I took it. That's why I ate it, because it was like, they're so easy. And I went to go run errands. So I took it in my car with me. And there it is. It was like melted in a second. Hi, welcome in. What did your FYP send you to? Hello, chica. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep better. And I'm here every night. We hang out here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till about 1 in the morning. And by the time I'm done, almost everybody's asleep or chilling. So welcome. That's where your FYP sent you. Here, the right place. Your FYP's trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you, maybe you need to relax your nervous system. Come on in. Grab a beanbag chair. Grab a hammock. Check out the shooting stars up there. They're green. Really, Deborah? It's 90. Yeah, sit a spell. Sit a spell. It's 90 degrees here, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. But I love when it's hot at night, so I am not complaining. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for the hand hearts. All right, you guys, I will be right back with the tale of the librarian. Hi, Mary. Yeah, it's so hot, isn't it? But I love when it's hot at night. I'm Southern, so I like that. I really, really like that. And we don't get that a lot here. It's not usually very hot at night here, so I'm like definitely going to take Merlin outside after my live at like 2 in the morning. He loves it. He feels like a little lion because it's like nighttime, and he just like, he like slithers through the grass all low, and he feels really cool. He has a light up collar, and he is a good boy. He listens to me like a dog. Like, he will come when I call him. He's such a good baby. I just love him so much. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jamie. All right, be right back with the librarian. What sleeping outfit? Do you mean pajamas? What are you talking about? The other night I did it and I scared my neighbor, and she scared me, and I felt really bad. But like, I don't even think it's my neighbor. I think my neighbor had somebody staying over or something, like another woman, because it was like 3 in the morning, and I like let Merlin go out like 2 nights ago, and like during the full moon, and it was like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and I hear somebody like banging on something. And the motion light was on in my neighbor's backyard. So my dumb ass, because this is who I am, and I think about it afterwards, I'm like, what the hell was I going to do if it was? Like, what were you doing? Why do you do that? But I was like, excuse me, hello? Like not rude, but I was like, hello, excuse me? And because I thought somebody was trying to break into her house. And then this lady was like, yeah? And I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm smoking a cigarette. What are you doing? And And I was like, oh. Or she's like, I'm smoking a cigarette in my backyard. What are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm walking my cat. And I was like, right now, I'm more of the freak in this. Like, if people were to, I'm probably the weirdo here. So, because Brooke, that's what she sounded like. She had a very rough smoker's voice. And then I was out there in the full moon with my cat named Merlin, yelling, Merlin, come here. And she's probably like, what the fuck? Like, so then I realized, wait, I'm the weirdo. And then I was like, that didn't sound like my neighbor. So it could have just been a really clever burglar, and I fell for it. And I was like, oh, okay, enjoy your cigarette. Have a great night. So it'd be rough. I go, Brooke, yeah, I used to smoke too. The voice is killing me, Jersey. Hey, Jersey. That's literally what it sounded like. Her voice was very gruff. Very gruff. Like almost Marge Simpson, but like meaner. But like, I'm a good neighbor, and I thought somebody's I'm like, excuse me, hello, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, me calls my neighbor, my precious. She's like, I'm having a precious cigarette. So Marge's sister, probably. Yeah, exactly. Marge's sisters. Yeah, the what were their names again? I don't even remember their damn names. But yep. And so if I go out there tonight again, if I hear, I'm just gonna whatevs. I should like yell back, hello. You did, Taryn? Oh yeah, Merlin comes when I whistle. Yep. He's such a good boy. He does. He'll come when I whistle, and he comes zooming. He's so cute. I'm obsessed. Mariah, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Quick swig, and I'll be right back. Patty and Selma. Or Thelma. I think it's Selma. Thelma? Selma? Velma? One of them. From laughing, I'm glad I can make you laugh. All right, guys, quick swig, and I'll be right back. Well, then, CJ, you need to be cute and act like a good boy. It's pretty simple. Or you have to pay me on my OF. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But we were talking about that the other day, and I was like, you know. That'll do it. Right, Kim? I'm like, I feel like men would pay for me to be like, you piece of shit. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. I'll crush you like a grape. And I feel like guys would be like, yes, take my money. See, CJ said Lincoln Price. Really, JK, I would. Like, for sure. I actually got a voice offer from Vivid when I lived in LA and I worked at a tanning salon. They would take all of their stars in there to tan. And the dude who, like, manages everybody came in and was like 4 different times, like begged me to do voice work. And now I look back at how much money they were offering me, and I was all like young and moral, like, no. And I'm like, nobody would have even fucking known. And I'd be rich and no one would have known. What was I thinking? Like, damn it. I feel like I'd laugh the whole time though. I feel like I would never be able to take it seriously. I would just cackle. Thank you, Songbird. Thank you so much. Yeah, Rachie, I used to live in the valley too. I worked at a tanning salon where they took all their right off of Ventura. Thank you, Mama. Welcome in. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pals Society. This is the tale of the librarian who wasn't there. It was supposed to be temporary. Just a little side job while I figured things out. I had moved to Concord, Massachusetts after my lease ran out, and I had finally accepted that my job in the city just wasn't working out. I needed space, a chance to reset. CJ. I figured taking a part-time position at the town library would be the perfect way to keep busy while I regrouped. The town had been frequented by the likes of Thoreau and Emerson, so I was honored to land the job at such a historical library. The library itself was older than most buildings downtown. One of those carved stone places with ivy on the walls and stained glass windows that always looked dusty no matter how sunny the day was. It had that scent that every library seems to carry. Paper, mildew, and something like dried leaves. Fucking Tommy Noble. Who does he think he is, Tommy Noble? That's literally my trigger. But there was something else in this one. Something I couldn't name. From the start, the locals avoided talking about it. When I told the guy at the bakery that I was working at the library, he paused and then he said something about watching the clock. Another woman told me not to work late, especially on the second floor. assumed it was all small town superstition. Hi, Don. You know, every place has its ghost stories, but I did notice one thing right away. The library didn't have any computers. No card scanners, no barcodes, no digital catalog. Thank you, Stephen. Instead, everything was logged in a massive leather-bound ledger. The kind that looked like it belonged in a medieval monastery. Patrons wrote their names and titles they were checking out and the date all by hand. No one questioned it. Not once, they all just did it. I started working the afternoon shift with another part-timer named Marie. She was older, with silver hair, pinned tightly to the nape of her neck, and a voice so quiet. It was hard to tell when she was talking to you or just to herself. She always left by 5, no matter what. One evening, I stayed late on accident. I had lost track of time shelving old newspapers in the history section on the second floor. The light up there was terrible. Yellowish and flickering, and the windows were so grimy they barely let in daylight. By the time I realized how late it had gotten, the sun was already gone. I figured I'd close it by myself, easy enough. Except when I came back down, the front door was locked. From the inside. And I had not done it. The key was still in the drawer beneath the front desk. But the door wouldn't budge. Not even when I turned the knob and pushed with my shoulder. It felt like something was holding it shut from outside. I tried the side door. Same result. The air had gone cold, unnaturally so. And I noticed for the first time that the library had no central heating. No visible vents, just old wall radiators that never actually warmed up. And that's when I heard the cough. It echoed from upstairs, dry and raspy, like someone clearing their throat for the 100th time. I called out thinking maybe someone else had gotten stuck inside too, but no one answered. The lights on the second floor flickered and then they went out. I waited a moment, listening. Nothing. No footsteps, no whisper of clothing. No shuffle of movement. Just silence. Still, I made my way back up those creaking stairs. My phone had barely 1 bar of signal and my inadequate flashlight was too weak to cut through the shadows. I figured I'd just do a quick sweep. Make sure no one was up there. And then I'd try the phone line downstairs. The upstairs reading room was colder than the rest of the building. My breath fogged in the air, and the bookshelves loomed taller somehow. More like barricades than furniture. And that's when I saw her. Sitting in one of the armchairs by the window. A woman. Long skirt, dark shawl, gray hair tied back, eyes hidden in the shadows. At first, I thought it was Marie. But this woman wasn't moving, she was just watching. I asked if she needed help. Still nothing, not even a blink. I took a cautious step forward, and that's when I saw it. Her reflection in the window behind her, it didn't match. The woman sitting in the chair wasn't moving, but her reflection was. It was standing closer and leaning forward, just slightly, as if it was peering at me through the glass. I stepped back and I tripped. By the time I scrambled up from the floor, the armchair was empty. I bolted down the stairs, my heart racing. I tried the phone at the desk, but it was a dead line. There was no dial tone. And that's when the lights went out completely. Pitch black, except there was one light still on. A soft greenish glow coming from the archive room in the back. I don't know what made me walk toward it. But the light was coming from the catalog ledger. It was open. But I hadn't left it that way. I stepped closer and the pages were turning on their own. Slowly, one after another, until it landed on a page near the very back. The ink was fresh and still glistening. It was a single name written in looping cursive. My name. I stared at it. The date next to it, not today's, but tomorrow's. Thank you, Stephen. And beneath that, in smaller handwriting, was the word returned. I slammed the book shut, and when I looked up, the lights were back on, and everything seemed normal again. Except the front door. It was now standing wide open. No wind, no sound. Just the quiet, empty street outside. I grabbed my bag and I left without even locking up. The next day I quit. No explanation, no 2-week notice. I just packed my things and I left Concord behind. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. About the name in the book, about the reflection, and most of all about what returned might actually mean. So I looked it up online. There was nothing, no photos, no recent activity, no staff listing, no website. It was like the place never even existed. So I took to the message boards and read it to see what I could find, and there it was. A thread about a haunted library in a small town in New England that no one could quite locate. People claiming to have visited once only to find it had vanished the next time they tried. A few even shared drawings of the librarian they remembered seeing there. Gray hair, black shawl, no face, just a blur. One post said that they had tried to take a book home, but the ledger wouldn't let them leave. Their name showed up under a heading called Unreturned. They said the librarian watched them sleep that night and every night since. I never wrote on that thread. I didn't reply. I didn't want to encourage it, but sometimes, just before I fall asleep, I hear that dry cough echoing down my hallway. And that's the tale of the librarian who wasn't there. Thank you, Antiana. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, She-Wolf. Hi, Lonely. Or is it Lonnie? Hi. All right, guys, welcome in. Yeah, Rachie. Oh, good night, Mama. Sweet dreams. Thanks for coming in. Glad I could help you get sleepy. All right, you guys, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Oh, thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you, Kendi. And good night, First Light. Love ya. Sweet dreams. And I'm here every night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till about 1 in the morning. And I do write all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel or any of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote, and if you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner? There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. You can undo it and redo it as well every once in a while. It helps just kind of reset the algorithm, and it puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch of ours. So thank you to everybody reposting. Thank you to sharing your stories. Thank you for the tapping and all of the beautiful comments. It helps. And I will be right back with the next poll. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the porch. Congratulations, Reverend. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks, Margaret. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. Oh my God, Stop Saying Literally is so cute. Thank you. That was so cute. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, the poll is ready. We have the Bell Witch, the Water Babies, which is the new story of the week, Spearfinger, the Camper Van, and Apartment 214. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? The Bell Witch, The Water Babies, Spear Finger, Camper Van, or Apartment 214. No, Kelsey, the polls switch up each time. That's why you gotta vote for it if you want it. And the winner is Apartment 214, which is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking? And yes, it won by a landslide. So the next story will be The Tale of Apartment 214. And Ollie, maybe instead of just coming in hot, where's the stories? Maybe just like come in and read the room a little bit. Maybe like see that we're in the middle of voting and talking about which story is going to win. And then maybe like use the context clues to put together that the story's coming up. Maybe it's called having some patience and respect for the rooms you come into. Okay? That's where the stories are. Exactly, Misty. Right, Rabbit? Like people just come in like, where are the stories? Like literally look at what the fuck is going on the screen for a second and listen to what the person is saying before just coming in hot and typing, where are the stories? What's going on? Like maybe observe what you're experiencing around you. I know. That's why I talk shit, JK. Because people like that, you have 0 followers, you come in and just troll people. Like maybe get a life. Brooke, you're right. That is a better word. And yes, welcome in everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. Exactly, Kim. Yeah. Both Kims. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories that help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and they are available to listen to whenever I'm not live on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. So if you just look for Porch Lore, you will find me. Also, all of the links are in my bio. Yeah, Brooke. Glossette, you're so funny. And Ollie, is it Ollie or Allie? I'm glad you're here. And nope, we're not waiting. I'm just going to set up the background and pull up the script, and then we're ready to go. CJ, where are you going? Why are you leaving so early? It's kind of weird. I'm just kidding. I love you, CJ. Have a good night. I hope you get some good sleep. Well, and Stephanie, part of the reason I'm here is to help people with their nervous systems, and like a lot of people who came in here the first time. Thanks, Ollie. A lot of people who came in here the first time, I know I was, Revel, were the same way. We're high strung and like, when's it start? What's going? And a lot of y'all have calmed down a lot, right? Like it's because I care, and I'm trying to help us get out of that constant go mode that we are all in. That setting needs to be reset. And sometimes you just have to tell people to chill the fuck out. And they'll either take it well or they won't. But if they know what's good for them, they will, because they're like, yeah, you know what? I do kind of need to slow down and chill a little bit. Doom scrolling is not good for your brain, your nervous system, your anxiousness, or anything like that. Oh, thanks, Allie or Ollie. Yeah. Oh, I love you too, Mackenzie. And so, as harsh as it sounds, sometimes when I tell people to just chill the fuck out, it's because sometimes you just need to be told that. And when's the last time you've had somebody actually tell you that? You know what I mean? And it's honestly just, it's a way to have people go, hey, you know what? Yeah, maybe I do just need to like relax a little bit more. You know what I mean? And, yeah, it helps to like decompress. And I think yeah, Holly, exactly. I think sometimes it takes somebody to be tough lovey and be like, hey dude, why don't we work on chilling? You know, let's relax a little bit. Plus we get a lot of laughs in here, so it's not all like you know, it's not boring, that's for sure. Oh, thanks, Holly. Plus, who remembers Junior? Love Junior. Remember, he just came in the other night again. We miss him, but he was a troll, remember? And I told him where he could put it, and I told him, and then he apologized, and then he started coming every night. Remember? So sometimes it just takes somebody being honest and in a loving way telling you to calm down, chill out, let's relax a little bit. You remember that, Kim? Yeah. And because it's out of a place of love. It's not an ego. It's like, dude, let's be better than that. Let's reset. Because it's not good for any, like my nervous system 3 years ago was insane. Like at post COVID, my nervous system I was crying at the drop of a pin. I was like, you know, so yeah, in a loving way. So nervous systems are something I feel like a lot of us don't really address, and it's just so good for us to take a deep breath and calm the fuck down. And I know this sounds silly, but you know what I learned is air cigarettes. If you used to be a smoker, if you pretend to smoke with your finger when you're stressed out and having anxiety, it's actually because of the deep breaths. You train yourself to take deep breaths because you only used to do that when you smoked. So little trick. Yeah, guidance, exactly. All right, guys, quick swig, and I'll be right back with the tale of apartment 214. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sick and Tired. I appreciate it. But sometimes I will blab more if there's a lot of there's a lot of questions and everybody's having a great time chatting with me. I'm not just gonna be like, all right, so let's cut this off. Like I allow for it to ebb and flow however I feel naturally works with the chat and the community. So some nights, yeah, we blab more. Some nights we're straight business with the stories, just depends on the vibe of the night. And that's right, Bradley. It's my show. And that's why I can literally do what I want. Thank you, Bradley. I was a news reporter for a decade where all I was done was told what the fuck to do. So, not anymore. Mary, thank you for the populars and the cozy cryptids. Oh, Viola, you sent corn. Misfit and Ariel, thank you for the hand arts. Oh my God, clap, clap. I haven't seen that one. Thank you, Peaceful. Viola, thanks for the hand hearts again. Maureen, thank you for the cozy cryptids. The chomps. That's my corn on the cob noise, guys. Man, I forgot to go get sweet corn. I need to do that this weekend. Oh, this weekend's probably a bad weekend to do that. It's 4th of July weekend. Exactly, Anna. Exactly. Hi, Breen. Welcome in. Mary, thanks for the hand hearts, cutie. Justin. Thanks, Stephanie. And if you guys are new here, Justin is my mod extraordinaire. He also likes to share with us his dancer names of the past. So enjoy. This is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking? Just an FYI. I love you, Jade. Thanks for popping in. I love you so much. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of apartment 214. Stacy Cooper was going through a rough time. Her parents had just split up, and she and her mom had to move into a tiny apartment across town. The place was cramped, smaller than they were used to, and filled to the brim with their belongings. She could see that her mother was struggling to stay positive, when suddenly the sound of breaking glass interrupted them. Stacy's dog Bugsy had knocked something over, and her mom asked her if she could run out and grab the broom. Outside, the night was quiet, except for the distant hum of the city. And Stacy heard a soft knock and turned around like, "Mom, you startled me." only to realize that her mother wasn't there. She shrugged it off and went back inside with the broom. The next day, Stacy was out again, but this time she wasn't alone. A girl around her age stood nearby. "What are you doing?" the girl asked. Stacy froze for a minute. Who are you?" "I'm Angela. I live in the building." Stacy glanced at her. "I didn't think anyone our age lived here." Angela smiled. "Yeah, I've seen you around, and yeah, not many kids live here. You want to hang out?" Maybe," Stacy said cautiously. "Okay, see you later then." Angela turned to leave. "Yeah, bye." That afternoon, Stacy came home to find her mom with tea ready. And things got better slowly as they started to settle in. As the days passed, Stacy made a new friend in the building. Not Angela, an elderly woman named Madeline Kogel. Madeline was an artist who had painted beautiful works in her youth. She didn't have any children of her own, but she did have a nephew named Frank. However, after Frank's family grew, they asked Madeline to leave. She had lost her home, her friends, and now lived alone in the largest apartment in the complex. Madeline shared stories with Stacy, and in turn, Stacy helped Madeline with chores. And the two quickly became close, filling the lonely voids in each other's lives. One day, Madeline asked Stacy if she wouldn't mind dropping by tomorrow. "Sure," Stacy replied. "What's up?" "It's just a day I wish to not be alone," Madeline said. "I'll be here," Stacy promised. Later that evening, Stacy ran into Angela again, and Angela was excited, waving tickets in her hand. "Check these out. Battle of the Bands. We're going, and I've got an extra ticket. Want to come?" "Right now?" Stacy asked. "Yeah, my mom's picking me and my friends up. You can meet them." Stacy hesitated. She did need new friends her age. But she had promised Madeline she'd visit. "Thank you, Jess." "Are you coming or not?" Angela pressed. Stacy ended up going to the concert. And when she returned home, the guilt of standing up Madeline gnawed at her. She had broken her promise. So the next day, Stacy rushed to Madeline's apartment to apologize. But to her horror, it was empty. Everything, furniture, paintings, all of it was gone. In a panic, Stacy ran to the building manager and asked him if the lady in apartment 213 moved out. He looked at her and said, "What lady? No one's lived there for years." Stacy didn't understand. Haunted by her broken promise, she couldn't shake the feeling that Madeline was gone forever. Days passed and the guilt continued to weigh on her. And then, one stormy night, while Stacy was alone in the apartment, a knock echoed through the door. "Who is it?" Stacy called out, her voice trembling. The door creaked open, and standing there, pale and cold, was Madeline. "You broke your promise," said Madeline. "I waited for you that day, Stacy. It was my anniversary." "Anniversary?" Stacy stammered, backing away. "Yes, Madeline. 50 years ago on that very day, I died in that apartment. Stacy screamed as the thunder boomed overhead. And then she woke, and it was the next morning and the storm had passed. Must have been a dream. She ran back to the building manager and said, "I swear someone was living in that apartment." And he sighed, and then he explained to her how every time someone moves into that apartment, they leave just as quickly. Something always scares them away. It's his largest apartment in the complex, and he can never keep it occupied. And then Stacy smiled. Weeks later, Stacy and her mom were finally settled into a new, larger apartment in the same building. Apartment 213. Stacy knew that Madeline's spirit lingered there, but this time, Stacy wasn't afraid. She had made up for her broken promise. Because now, Madeline was never going to be alone again. And that's the tale of Apartment 214. That is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking. Skrilla, that's a good one. Oh, thanks, Lana. Thanks, Raver. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself. So if you want to listen to them, you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I also have all of the links in my bio. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow. In the bottom right hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends helps too. Thank you for the follow, lovely lobotomy. I love your name. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow, Steven. Welcome in. That's so crazy. I know a guy named Steve Ponce. Is this you? I know a guy named Steve Ponce. Is that you, Steve Ponce? Is that you, Ponce? Because I've never called him Steve in my life. Is it you, Ponce? Is it really you? I can't tell by the picture. Oh my god, hi Ponce. Hey. Hey. Oh my god, hey. Alright, you guys, I will be right back with the next poll for us to vote. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Yeah, hey. Hey. Hi, Echo. Samantha, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. And did I see somebody say in the requests that they wanted one of the mimic stories? Did you have a specific one that you want me to put on the poll? Like, are you talking about the newest one? Or I mean the one from last week, the new story from last week? Or which one? Thank you, user. Okay, Liz, I'll put that one on the poll then. I'll put Haint Blue on the poll because that is a mimic story as well. I think I have about 3 of them so far. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have Haint Blue, the Water Babies, the Crawl Space, the Camper Van, and the Chupacabra. You guys can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? Haint Blue, the Water Babies, the Crawl Space, the Camper Van, or the Chupacabra? Natalie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Captain Super, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hazel Eyes, the Water Babies is the story that just came out on Monday, so it's the new one. Mary. Ponce, I don't know if you're still in here, but Alfie is in the Camper Van story. My baby Alfie. Exactly, Skrilla. Don't panic. Don't panic. That's how I say it, do panic. This is a close one, you guys. Who's it gonna be? Oh, it was very close. It was between Camper Van and Crawl Space. And the winner is the Camper Van. All right, you guys. I will be right back with the tale of the camper van. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars, and I'll be right back. Welcome to the porch. Happy Wednesday. And Winter the Water Babies is about the Paiute folklore tradition of the water babies of Pyramid Lake in Utah or Nevada. Be right back. Oh my God, how's the kitten, Scarlett? How's the baby kitten? Oh, she's biting you and yelling. Okay, that's standard. Love it. Love it. Yeah, it was Nevada. I accidentally said Utah. I meant Nevada, sorry. Yeah, Scarlett just rescued a cat the other night, like during the live, and she named it Haint. So cute. Also, thank you to everybody who joined Witchy Wednesday earlier today, my once a week daytime live. We had a lot of fun. We just talked and I tested out my new invention where I took my wireless magnetic mic and I made a necklace for it because there's nothing on the market like that yet and I needed one. So, yeah, we had fun. So thanks to everybody who joined. Yeah, Glossa, it was a fun live today. Wait, charge what, Skrilla? What are you talking about? Did you just read my mind again? How do you do that? Oh. I still had the mic on. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to plug it in. My computer was unplugged this whole time. I was like, did you just read my mind? Lana, it starts at 1 p.m. usually. Around then. I really was like, wait a minute. How did he know I just plugged in my laptop? What the fuck? I was about to be very impressed or weirded out. I can't decide. Taryn, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked the idea for the mic. I was pretty proud of it. Yeah, it can be both, right, Beefy? Matt, what do you mean? Because it's spooky stories? Not yet. That happened earlier, though. Yeah. That was really annoying. Oh, what? The plug that I plugged it in? Yeah. Yeah, on my live earlier today. You should have seen the weirdo on my live earlier today. He was like, I pray for you, blah, blah. And like he prayed that I have children. And I was like, what? He was just some weirdo. And I was like, no, dude, bye. Yeah, and then AI. And then, because I don't even know how we got on the topic of the patent for the toilet paper roll, but it definitely, the flap goes over, not under. Okay, it's in the patent. And then AI categorized it. It was like talking about, it said random conversations about toilet paper and volcanoes. And I was like, well, the trolls are going to come now. And they did right after that. It's like when it cannot categorize me, it's like, let's send this bitch out. We don't even know what she's talking about. That's why I appreciate everybody that writes the keywords in the live, because we do talk about all kinds of stuff, and AI struggles to figure out what the hell I am about. So today it was toilet paper and volcanoes. I was like, oh my God, we have to change the topic quick. It was so funny. I screenshotted the summary because I was like, this is one of the worst ones I've ever gotten. Oh my God. And were we talking about toilet paper and volcanoes? Yeah, that's the worst part. Is we were not together, separately. Anyway, quick swig and I'll be right back. Justin, his name was not Travis. I love how y'all hate Travis so much. Poor Travis. He's just trying to be a good boyfriend, and the porch pals kicked him off the porch. Beefy, that doesn't surprise me. Skrilla, you don't know who Travis is? Oh, Lord. I wrote a boyfriend into one of the stories and everyone hates him. And they talk shit about him all the time. Oh, poor Travis. Yeah, he catches strays like every day. And yeah, and I've hardly even read his stories before. No, boo-boo, I don't want to check out your pussy, but thanks. Ew. Matt, stop it. Matt, stop it. That's why Matt is not a mod. Matt said, show me. I won't, Skrilla, thank you. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the camper van. Yeah, Turtle Woman, yeah. It just helps offset the random shit we talk about. Thank you. It started with one of those dreamy road trips. A meandering escape from the monotony of my 9 to 5. I quit my job, sold most of my stuff, and I hit the road in my little camper van with my sweet cat Alfie as my co-pilot. It was just me, my cat, and the open road, tracing ribbons of asphalt across America. The plan was simple. No itinerary, no deadlines, just freedom. And somewhere along the way, the Appalachian Mountains called my name. And I decided to park near the trail for a few days of peace. The spot I found was idyllic, or so I thought. It was tucked into a grove of towering pines, with the Appalachian Trail weaving nearby like the thread through an old tapestry. The air was cool and it smelled like moss and earth, and I felt like a pioneer, discovering some uncharted corner of the world. After a day of hiking, I returned to my van with aching legs and a happy heart. Alfie greeted me with his unusual loving meow, demanding to be picked up and fed. After some hugs and head nuzzles, I fed him, made myself a bowl of chili, and I settled into my makeshift bed to read by lantern light. The stillness was incredible. No cars, no city hum, just the occasional hoot of an owl or the rustle of the wind. And that's when I first noticed the strange smell. It was faint but unmistakable, like something metallic and sweet. Blood, maybe? I brushed it off as my imagination and I tried to focus on my book. But the smell lingered. Alfie's ears flattened and he let out a low, uneasy growl. My nerves prickled. It's just a deer or something, I mumbled, more to reassure myself than Alfie. But I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone. Good job, Lana. That night, Alfie was on edge and I didn't sleep well. The van, usually my cozy little cocoon of safety, felt more like a fragile tin can. I kept waking up sure that I had heard something, a branch snapping, a faint crunch of footsteps. I peeked out the windows, but the forest was just a wall of black. Alfie curled up against me, his fur bristling. By morning, I convinced myself it was nothing, and I decided to explore the area, sticking to the well-marked trails. The sun was bright, and the forest was alive with birdsong. And I started to feel silly for being so spooked last night. That was until I crossed paths with a man. He was old, with a face weathered like tree bark, and eyes that didn't quite match his friendly smile. He wore a faded plaid shirt and carried a rusty hatchet slung casually over his shoulder. We exchanged the usual pleasantries, but there was something about him that made my skin crawl. "You camping around here?" he asked. His tone was just a shade too curious. I hesitated. "Just passing through," I lied. His smile widened. "Not a lot of folks come up this way. It's real quiet, you know, real peaceful." "Yeah, that's kinda what I was looking for," I said, gripping my hiking poles a little tighter. He nodded, lingering a beat too long, before continuing down the trail. Justin. Thank you, Chris. As soon as he was out of sight, I turned back toward the van, my heart thudding. When I got back, something felt off, and I realized the side door was ajar. "Hi, Tommy." and I know I locked it. Inside, things had been moved. Not much, just little things. My mug was on the counter instead of the sink, and Alfie's litter box had been shifted. Someone had been in here. I grabbed my pepper spray and I did a thorough check, but whoever it was gone. I double-checked the locks and I told myself that I would leave in the morning. And as night fell, the metallic smell returned, stronger this time. Alfie hissed and his tail puffed up like a bottle brush. And then around midnight, I heard it. Not just the imagined sounds of the forest, but something deliberate. They were footsteps, circling the van. Alfie's growls turned into low, guttural yowls as footsteps stopped just outside the driver's side door. And then there was silence. The kind that's so loud that it feels like a weight on your chest. And I sat there. The minutes dragged into hours and I finally drifted into a restless sleep. By dawn, I was so ready to leave. When I opened the door, I froze. There were handprints on the van, smudged and greasy, like someone had run their fingers along the windows. And on the hood, a small pile of animal bones arranged in a crude circle. I forced myself to clean it up, tossing the bones into the woods before starting the engine. I needed to get out of here. But the van wouldn't start. The battery was dead, even though I checked it just a day ago. Panic bubbled in my chest as I tried and I failed to get it going. I was stranded. I spent the day trying to flag down hikers, but no one passed by. And the isolation pressed in on me, and now the forest felt less like a haven and more like a trap. That night, I barricaded the doors with everything I could find. A folding chair, a cooler, even Alfie's litter box. And I kept a kitchen knife within arm's reach and I huddled under my blankets, just waiting for morning. Then the smell came back, thicker than ever. And with it, a low guttural humming. It wasn't an animal, it sounded human. The sound moved closer, and it was circling the van. And then, something heavy slammed against the side. Sorry guys, puzzle piece. Alfie screeched and darted under the bed as I grabbed the knife, my heart pounding. The van rocked as whatever it was slammed into it again, harder this time. And then, nothing. I stayed awake until the first rays of sunlight pierced through the trees. Thank you, Leslie. When I finally opened the door, I saw it. Deep gouges in the metal, like claw marks. And a message scrolled in what looked like ash across the windshield that said, "Leave." I didn't need to be told twice. I spent the day rigging a makeshift solar charger on a whim, praying it would give the battery enough juice to start the engine. By late afternoon, I tried again, and the van roared to life. And relief washed over me as I threw my stuff in the back and I prepared to leave. As I pulled onto the narrow dirt road, I saw him again. The man from the trail, standing at the edge of the woods watching me, with that same unsettling smile. And this time the hatchet wasn't slung casually over his shoulder. It was in his hand, the blade glistening in the fading light. I didn't stop. My hand shook as I gripped the wheel, my eyes darting to the rearview mirror every few seconds. It wasn't until I was miles away back on a main road that I let out the breath I had been holding. When I stopped at a gas station to fill up, I noticed something chilling on the back of the van. Written in mud was a single word: soon. I drove through the night, not stopping until I was well beyond the Appalachian Trail. And to this day, I don't know what I encountered out there. A deranged local? Bigfoot? Something else? All I know is that Alfie and I escaped with our lives, and one hell of a story. And now every time I get in my van, I check the locks twice and I keep Alfie close, just in case. And that's the tale of the camper van. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and if you would like to listen to them anytime you want, they are all recorded and available on my YT channel, The Tube of You, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Also, all of the links are in my bio. And recordings of all of the lives are posted to my YT channel as soon as this stream is over. And thank you to those of you who are watching me over on live on YT right now and on Twitch. Welcome to the porch, guys. What happened, Matt? Matt, what happened? Matt, what happened? Yeah, why is outside bad? Matt, what happened? Did you get sunburned? Well, we already knew you got sunburned, right? You got like super sunburned, and I told you to get that lotion thing to put aloe on your back yourself. For those of us who don't have partners to put aloe on our backs. And for those of us who have to put aloe on our backs ourselves. Oh, he was scared of Hatchet Man? I thought something happened. Wait, Matt, that's not the first time you've heard camper van, is it? I almost changed it tonight, y'all, to Michelle's version where I'm like, and I saw the man with his hatchet in his hand and I ran him the fuck over. Because remember, Michelle was always like, run him over. I almost changed it to that. Heat sickness, Matt, I'm so sorry. It was extremely hot today everywhere. Right, Kelsey? I almost changed it to just like, and then I ran him over. And that was that. And I finished camping. Anyway, I'll be right back with the next poll, guys. Welcome to the porch. And if you guys could do me a big favor, let's try to get it to 500 in here. If you guys could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner. And there's this little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other. And that says repost. That puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Hi, Rachel. Rochelle said, the permit. Yeah, I have a permit. Speaking of permits, be right back. I'm going to set up the next poll. And yes, happy Canada Day to all the little cutie maple leaves in the live. We got a lot of Canadians in here. So happy Canada Day, everybody. Especially Justin, my mod. Hi. Happy Canada Day, Justin. Okay, guys, the next poll is ready. We have Booger Hollow, also known as I Have a Fucking Permit. We have Haint Blue. We have the Fresno Night Crawlers. We have the Water Babies, which is the new story of the week. And we have the Hitchhiker. I'm so glad I could help you relax, Giggles. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better soon. I know. I can't. I laugh at y'all's comments while I'm reading it about the permit. It literally is so hard to not laugh, because who was the first person that brought up the damn permit? Because I could not stop laughing the rest of the story. Oh, you're right, Rachie. I just changed it. I forgot. There we go. Was it Michelle? Probably. It was probably Michelle. It was maybe it was Brittany. Yeah, I think it was Brittany. Either way, it was hysterical. Okay, change of thing, because I forgot Rachie's story. Okay, we have Booger Hollow, Haint Blue, the Fresno Night Crawlers, the Water Babies, and the Reeves Vampires. And you can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner. And you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. Yeah, I think you're right, Matt. I think it probably was Brittany. Whoever it was hilarious. Matt said I never know what I'm talking about. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Hi, DZ. How you doing? Long time no see. I'm going to be very surprised if the new story doesn't get told on a Wednesday. That would be crazy. I think that would be the first time ever. Thank you for the corgi booty. Oh my God, did you, Justin? I'm so jealous. God, I love them. I love maple donuts. DZ, thank you for the corgis. Thank you for helping me with my gallery. It's nice to see you. I know I love the corgi butts. They're so cute. Yeah, Glessa, he just filled my gallery. Like all the ones I needed and all the corgis. Thank you so much. Thank you, DZ. Thank you so much for helping me with my gift gallery. Thank you. You're so kind. All right, you guys, the winner is the Reeves Vampires. Oh, to find the gallery, Amanda, when you click on my picture in the top left-hand corner, and then it shows you B1 gift gallery, 7 out of 21. And thank you, DZ. You're so kind. It's nice to see you. Sweet dreams. Thanks for stopping in and being so generous. I hope you have a good night. And see, if you click on it, it says 7 out of 21. Those are the gifts that I need to fill every week. But it doesn't happen. So I don't bring it up a lot because I don't like to push on it, you know? How was it, Kelsey? Was it good? All right, guys, I'll be right back with the Reeves Vampires. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the porch. Feel free to repost, unpost and re-repost, share it to your stories, tap, all the good things. Scarlett, what's everywhere? Thank you, Grizzle Bear. Happy 4th of July, Joanne. I hope you feel better soon. We love you. Thank you, Lana. Thank you so much. That's so cute. Your wedding's on Friday, Giggles. Congratulations. Oh, you gave me a shout out. You're so sweet. I can't believe you're getting married on Friday. Congratulations, Giggles. And thank you, Amanda. Thank you for the fireworks. Thank you so much. And Archangela, thank you for the swan. And Rochelle, thank you for the It's Match Time. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Also, just a reminder, sometimes I'm talking to the people on the other apps, just in case there's confusion on who the hell I'm talking to. Because I feel like sometimes you guys are like, what? Who's getting married? I say, what? It's me. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Horchata lover. Thanks for the follow. Love your name. Welcome to the porch. Glass said, I don't think I've seen that one. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Reeves vampires. Thank you, Marvin. That's so sweet. Hi, Paulo. Hi, Paulo Lovebug. I didn't even see you sneak in, you little cutie. Hi, Paulo. I miss you so much. I know scarlet cats are like unbelievably cute. I can't even stand it. Like, my heart can barely handle it sometimes. They're so cute. Let me share with you a tale that intertwines the ordinary streets of Dayton, Ohio, with whispers of supernatural. A story that, while rooted in recorded accounts, has been embellished over time, adding layers of mystery and intrigue. You just skedaddled right on in. I love you. I miss you so much, Paulo. There's a story in Dayton that has been passed down for generations. A tale whispered in darkened rooms and shared over late-night campfires. It's the kind of story that feels too strange to be true, but too eerie to ignore. It begins with the Reeves family, one of Dayton, Ohio's most prominent lineages. And it ends with a mysterious stranger named Dorian Blackwood. The Reeves family, long-standing residents of Dayton, were known for their deep roots in the community. Their lineage traced back generations, with ancestors who settled the area. The family was large, with numerous branches and connections throughout the region. They were respected members of society involved in various local businesses and social circles. The Reeves family had been part of Dayton's history since the early 1800s. They were one of those families that seemed blessed with everything: wealth, influence, and an enviable sense of mystique. Their sprawling Victorian mansion perched on a hill just outside the city was as much a landmark as it was a fortress of privacy. However, as with many old families, there were whispers. Some claimed the Reeves had made a pact with dark forces, trading their souls for eternal youth. Others believed the family carried a rare genetic anomaly that gave them their striking features and longevity. Some spoke of an unusual resilience, a certain vitality that defied the passage of time. And elders of the Reeves family often lived well into their 90s, maintaining sharp minds and robust health. While such longevity could be attributed to good genetics or a healthy lifestyle, the superstitious townfolk began to speculate about a darker origin. And a more sinister theory emerged over time. One that connected them to an ancient, cursed bloodline, perhaps even tied to vampirism. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you, Rachie. These murmurs were further fueled by the family's aversion to public gatherings during the day. While they were active in the community, attending events and supporting local causes, it was noted that they preferred evening engagements. Hey, so do I. Their large ancestral home had heavy drapes that were often drawn during daylight hours, casting the interior in perpetual twilight. Thank you, Justin. Such peculiar behavior, though easily explained by personal preference, became the breeding ground for more sinister interpretations. Despite the rumors, the Reeves kept to themselves, attending only the most exclusive gatherings and rarely mingling with the general public. Their avoidance of daytime events didn't go unnoticed, nor their penchant for hosting elaborate evening soirees that lasted well into the night. And those lucky enough to attend their parties often described the mansion as otherworldly, lit by dim chandeliers and windows perpetually cloaked by heavy velvet drapes. The Reeves parties were legendary, filled with strange rituals, cryptic conversations, and a sense of something unspoken lingering in the air. But things took a darker turn in the late 19th century when a stranger named Dorian Blackwood appeared in Dayton. Nobody knew where he came from. One day he was simply there, renting an old decaying mansion on the outskirts of town. Dorian was the kind of man you couldn't ignore. He had a presence that commanded attention. Tall, pale, and impeccably dressed in the finest European fashions. His dark eyes seemed to see straight through you, and his voice, though rarely heard, left an impression. And Dorian quickly became the subject of town gossip. He was rarely seen during the day, venturing out only after sunset to walk the cobblestone streets or visit the library. There he pored over ancient texts and historical records, and some said he was a scholar, or perhaps an eccentric collector of forgotten knowledge. Others speculated that he was a fugitive hiding from something or someone. And it wasn't long before Dorian Blackwood crossed paths with the Reeves family, and he became a frequent guest at their evening gatherings. The Reeves seemed to welcome him with open arms, and soon he was a fixture in their inner circle. But his presence didn't sit well with everyone. The few townsfolk who had had dealings with Dorian described feeling unease in his presence. Around this time, strange events began to plague Dayton. Livestock were found dead, drained of blood. Residents reported waking up with inexplicable puncture marks on their necks and feeling weak and disoriented. The local doctor, baffled by these cases, could offer no medical explanation. And whispers of vampires spread like wildfire. And the Reeves family's connection to Dorian Blackwood only fueled the paranoia. One particularly chilling account came from a young maid who worked in the Reeves mansion. She claimed to have seen Dorian in the dead of night, standing by a window and gazing out at the moonlit gardens. His reflection, she swore, was absent from the glass. She left her position at the house the next day and refused to set foot in the mansion ever again. The situation reached a breaking point when a prominent local woman known for her charity work was found dead in her home. Her body was pale and lifeless with faint marks on her neck. The townspeople were in an uproar, demanding answers and pointing fingers. Suspicion fell squarely on Dorian. But when a mob gathered to confront him at his mansion, they found it abandoned. Dorian had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only unanswered questions and a growing sense of dread. In the aftermath, the Reeves family retreated further into isolation. Their party ceased, and their once vibrant presence in Dayton faded into obscurity. The mansion, once a symbol of their prominence, became a dark and silent place. Over time, the Reeves' numbers dwindled, and by the mid-20th century, the family line all seemed to have but disappeared. The mansion itself fell into disrepair, its grandeur replaced by decay and overgrowth. But the story doesn't end there. Thank you, Viola. Decades later, urban explorers and paranormal enthusiasts began investigating the old Reeves mansion, and what they found only added to the legend. One particularly eerie discovery was a journal found in the mansion's old library. Its pages, brittle with age, contained cryptic writings about bloodlines, immortality, and rituals conducted under the light of a full moon. And as for Dorian, his fate remains a mystery. Some believe he moved on to another town, continuing his enigmatic existence elsewhere. Others think he met a darker end, perhaps at the hands of those who sought to stop him. And then there are those who whisper that he never left Dayton at all. That he's still there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to emerge once more. And that's the tale of the Reeves vampires. Hi, Sherry. Minnie the Maltese, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Callie girl. Thank you, Crow. Hi guys. Happy Wednesday. Welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I do write and record all of these stories myself. So if you wanted to listen to them whenever you would like, they're available on my YT channel as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. If you just look for Porch Lore, you will find me. On my YT channel, I also have a playlist called Bedtime Stories, where all of these stories live recorded by me. If you check that out, and you can do like shuffle or play all, and you'll be out by like the second story. Thank you for the follow, No Name. Welcome to the porch. And you guys know what time it is. It's grilled cheese time. And if you are new to the porch, I end the live with this story every night because it was everybody's favorite, and people would request it so often that they didn't want me to end the live until I read it. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just make that the last story every night. And I was kind of joking. And then one night I decided to try to not read it at the end. And it was almost a mutiny. Like Justin was calling his therapist or 911. People were freaking out. So I learned my lesson. And we end the live with the story every night because it is a beloved tradition at this point. It has become our favorite thing. And there is an entire section on my merch store, if you check it out, dedicated just to this story. That's how popular and how much of a staple it is in our community, right, Porch Pals? So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Yeah, Justin had to take drastic measures. It's a cult classic. Good one, Rochelle. Good one. We're not a cult. Remember, you guys, we're not a cult. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. Happy Wednesday. I'll be right back with the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Crystal, you're so cute. I love you. You're so cute. Matt, that's awesome. When are you going to get a jukebox? There was a diner kind of like this when I lived in LA called Cafe 101, and I'm pretty sure it's gone now. I think I saw my friend sent me an article years ago that I think it was like torn down or redone or something, but it didn't look exactly like this, but it was very much one of these old diners. And I used to go over there hungover like every day, and it was so delicious. It's the best food. Diner food is so good. So good. You do, Rachie? Yeah, I lived right down the street from it, over by Birds. I lived off of Hollywood and Franklin. So I could walk over to that whole area, like Birds and Cafe 101. Yum. I like Mills too, of course, but Cafe 101 was my shit. And Birds, I loved Birds. Their chicken is so good. It was Alfred Hitchcock's restaurant, and it was so damn good. Yum, yum, yum. Num, num, num. Oh, you got a picture? Put it in the Discord so we can all see it. Scarlett. Bob's. I'm trying to, I don't know. Oh, wait, the big boy? The big boy? Aw, I love that. Stars, hi. Everybody welcome Stars of the Sea. You created the account for meal prepping. I'm so glad you found us too. Welcome to the porch. Yeah, Skrilla, you know what I'm talking about. You live there too. The big boy, the Bob's big boy. She said Bob's. I mean, that has to be what you're talking about, right? Bob's, the big boy. The big boy. That's how I would say it if I had an OF. The big boy. All right, quick swig and I'll be back with the night shift at Sycamore Diner. No, he lives in Orange County. He's bougie. Yeah, scroll. My friend Steve Ponce, who came in here, I don't know if he's still in here or not, but he knew that version of Devin very, very, very well. And he can vouch that that was literally what I was like. And my God, what a little bitch. My God. But I had fun. I've always been fun, if anything. Right, Skrilla, take your piece of shit Porsche and go back to OC, you trash. Like, who says that? Nope, Thay's here for chat, just in time. Hey, Chet was in the chat earlier, Thay, and you missed him. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. I am not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. That's not true. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through. 5 hours, no stops. Good night, Tao. Sweet dreams. I do drive on back roads nightly. That was a lie. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years, but the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths. A long counter with spinning stools. Even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people, they all looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I had walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth and the vinyl creaked. I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal. Sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes, like they were watching me even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee, strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal. And I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window and the storm was still going, but now the wind had picked up. I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark, but the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. I love that joke, Matt. I pinned it. The food came fast. Too fast, like under 5 minutes, but it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries, with a little middle cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered. Just once, and then again. And then, everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped. Like someone hit pause on the entire scene. "Good night, Marvin. Sweet dreams." I took a step back. The jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm. It was a voice, not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door and my heart hammering in my chest, and I turned the knob. Locked, of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. Skrilla pulled up to the scene with my sailor message. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and rain and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the diner, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty, no plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm, and still half-eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back and I knocked over a chair as she took a slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in. She raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it. Underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. 1 second I was inside, and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore, just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. Thank you, Misbehaving. That's so cute. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone, not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site, and I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. And everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? The same checkerboard floor. The same red boots. And the same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. And thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with me, Porch Pals. I love you guys so much. I love spending my evenings with you. I hope I helped relax your nervous system. I hope you guys get some good sleep. And if you aren't able to sleep, don't worry. Head on over to my YT channel. Click on the playlist tab, and there is a playlist called Bedtime Stories. And if you hit play all or shuffle, you will be out by like the second story, I promise. I hope you guys get some wonderful sleep. And thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mark. And I will see you guys again tomorrow night, same time and same place, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thanks, Misbehaving. Love you. And don't forget, stay spooky.